BlazeBodyz! What's up, everyone? Listen, I don't want you to be alarmed, but if you take a look outside right now, I think that's the sun. I may be confused. I don't know. Maybe the freezing cold winter that we had froze my brain. But I'm pretty sure we got some good weather coming. I know on Friday it's going to be in the 60s. That's awesome. So listen, today for our Ask the Sarge, I want to talk about a subject that I encounter a lot. This situation I see all the time and have been doing so since I started personal training a gazillion years ago. What happens is in this situation is that after training a particular client for a period of time, things are going great. They're dropping some fat. They're looking great. Never felt stronger. All is well. And at some point, they come and approach me and they asked if I can implement their loved one, their significant other, into my schedule and get them involved in some training. Now, a lot of times these people have never really been involved in fitness for that matter, or with working directly with a trainer. A lot of times, a lot of people never really have worked with a personal trainer before. So it's a whole new experience for them. So that gets going. Now, as time goes on, I'm training both. I just do one-on-one training. That's the only way I do it, as I've said before. And so obviously the significant others, they're working out on different days and different times, but I'm interacting with both of them all the time. So I'm in the middle. So what happens is, there's a couple of different scenarios, is that for most of the time, for the most part, the female in the group is the one who's really busting her ass hard. When I say that, I don't mean just physically. I mean devoting all her absolute energies into eating super clean, trying her absolute best to look her best, getting all her cardio in, hitting it. When she comes here, she crushes it every time. On her off days when she's not here, doing her cardio and her other workouts and other fitness avenues she's involved in, she's busting her tail, going home, regardless of how miserable she's feeling from manipulation of the diet or just refraining from eating bad. She's still staying consistent and she's still busting tail. Now, at the same time, the other person, most of the time, not all, but most of the time, the guy he's coming in. He's kicking ass in the gym here and in his own time and all. But he's coming home and he's eating shit. Pardon my French, but he's eating like crap. This causes a couple of different scenarios in the household. One that I've seen is of just all-out resentment from the wife or girlfriend, because she's busting her ass and is seeing results, but seeing the husband or boyfriend eat like crap and not look like crap causes her to, she's getting pissed off. And it's causing some resentment. And so that can cause a little tension in the household. Now, another situation, or the opposite end of the spectrum, is that the male, the husband or boyfriend, just he just does not want to be told what to do. You're up his ass about eating clean and not eating like crap and taking care of himself. Now, the older you get, the more significance that becomes. But it's just the female is up his tail just because they care about that person's health. They love that person and they don't want to see him get sick. It's hard for one or the other to understand that it's more than just working out. I mean, it's a lifestyle. So you got on one scenario, you have utter resentment and jealousy really towards the other opposite end of the species, because we're at an advantage as men. We tend to get away with things. But again, as I said, as you get older, that all changes. But anyway, and then the other end of the spectrum, you have the one who is busting ass and is just really adamant about the other one eating clean because they care about that person, and the other person is not complying. And the more you push that person, the more they don't comply. They don't want to be told what to do. Now, the best advice I can give you in these particular situations is this. If your wife or girlfriend, or if it's flip-flopped or whatever the situation is giving every effort they can and having a hard time but still doing it, I just recommend that you be absolutely supportive to that person. Don't eat bad in front of him or her or whatever, and encourage them and give them praise. It's hard work. And then again, now on the other end of the spectrum, if your loved one just doesn't want to eat good, and he just is giving every effort he can physically in the gym and being consistent, but still wants to eat the foods he likes to eat, or even sometimes the foods he's not eating for that matter, or he's not just eating the way he should. And if they're not complying, don't bother fighting with the guy, because it's only going to create problems. You can only be there for him when he falls, and he will fall. And when I say that, I mean at some point, sadly, his health will be affected, and at some point, and this is what pisses me off, they will complain. Now, if you don't comply, you have no right to complain. So just be ready for them when that happens. But you can't make people do what they don't want to do. All day long here, I explain the mechanics and fundamentals of anatomy and physiology and how the human body is affected by the way we eat. I go into detail, sometimes not a lot in the beginning, but as we go along, I explain the things we should and shouldn't be doing and how it affects us. And it's up to that person to absorb that and respect that and comply with that. If they make that decision to not, that's their decision. But they can't complain if they don't see results aesthetically. They will see themselves get stronger. They will see themselves be more fit. But you can look like you're like contest shape on the outside and still be falling apart on the inside. Because your health is your number one priority, really. I mean, we all come in day to day and give our all and with our workouts and everything, but really your biggest goal really should be your health. I mean, recently, a good friend of mine told me his father was not well, and you get a little older in life, you really start to pay more attention to that. Yeah, when you're younger, it's all about looking better and all, but really, health is the number one thing. So I guess the moral of my story today is be supportive of your loved one in the household if you're both involved in working out. Whether it be, if in a situation where I'm training both people, or if you're both going to different gyms, or whatever you're doing, if you're both involved in working out, be supportive of each other. If one's really, really trying hard, just give that person praise and don't give them a hard time. And if the other one isn't complying, don't waste your energy fighting with that person, because you can't make them do what they don't want to do. You can give them all the knowledge and education and direction that's necessary, but it's up to them. They have to want it. And when the time comes for them to complain, and they will, you can either give it right back to them with a smug look on your face, or just laugh inside. But we're all responsible for our actions. We all are the directors of our own motion picture. And it all depends on how you want that movie to come out. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you can all get out and enjoy some of that sun. Bruins are on tonight. Big game. Boston. Go Bees. And I hope you all have a great weekend. And it is Easter weekend, I believe. So my respects to you all for that. And have a great one. Get to the gym. Tear it up. Because it's worth it. Take care, everyone.